Today is November 26, 2015. Once again, this is City Boy live in Atlanta, Georgia, originally from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. CityBoysRUs.com is the website, and we're going to get straight into the video content of recouping the money that you've spent up until this point. There's a rule that I want to give to you as we get into the financial part now. The 1090 rule. You hear people say 10% of the people make 90% of the money. The way that I like to look at that rule is 10% of the people see money with their mind, 90% of the people see money with their eyes. Meaning most people in society, they see you in a nice car, nice clothes, nice jewelry, they're going to assume you have money. Whereas that 10% that are using their mind or making ideas that are worth literally nothing in the beginning and making them generate income, most people in society will walk right by you and they don't realize that you may be more financially well off than that 90% that look the part, but they're not really acting or behaving the way they should. All right, so what I did was I went and got business cards and business magnets and my work orders. All right, I took 250 business cards. I got off work. I went to Walmart, Home Depot, and Lowe's parking lots, and I put a business card on everybody's car. All right, out of that 250 business cards, that expense was probably a little less than $200 for the magnets and the business cards. So let's just say the total to start the business was $1,000. All right, you take that money that you spent up until this point and you divide it by your service call. In my case, my service call was $49. So in order to make $1,000, I had to go to 20 people's homes in order to break even to get back to zero. All right. Realistically, you're not gonna go to 20 people's houses and not fix something. Okay. So off that 250 business cards, I actually made $1,300. All right. So this is where the 1090 rule comes in because I took 10% of that 1,300, which was $130, and I put that in my pocket. That's my money to spend when I go to work, to buy snacks, put gas in the car to get to and from work. That was my money, right? Now that $1,170 that's left, I divided that by 3, which gave me $390. So $390, I opened up a business checking account, and that's strictly for investing. That's my, some people call it re-up money, but that's your investing account. Then I took the other 390 and I put that in a business savings account. And then I took the other 390 and I put that in my personal savings account. So what it allowed me to do was now I got $120 in my pocket, $130 in my pocket for the rest of the week if I'm getting paid every week, right? And so that money that I was using off my paycheck, now I don't have to take any money off my paycheck for me. That's more hours per day I can save. All right. So I got to the point where I was banking my whole check. I was depositing my whole check before I walked away from the job. All right. So now that I got $390 in my business investing account, I spent that whole amount, which probably got me about 2,500 to 3,000 business cards. And I did that same process over again. I went to the Home Depot, Walmart, and Lowe's parking lots and put those business cards out. I eventually built up that investing account to where I ran my first major ad, which it ran through South Fulton, Henry, Fayette, Clayton, and Cobb County. All right. 350,000 newspapers went out every Wednesday and Thursday. And this is my ad right here. Let me see. Let's get this right. If you look where my finger is right here, you can see where my ad was. All right, so I ran that ad for a year. And at the end of the year, I broke even. I had good months. Of course, I had bad months in order to break even. No big deal. What took me to the next level was a door hanger campaign. And so what I did was I went back to the same concept. I started with 500 door hangers because I don't think they let you spend 250 for door hangers. I went to Adeas.com, Adeas.com. They're based out of Kansas City. And I bought 500 of these door hangers out of my business investing account. And then I went and got a soliciting permit from the county that I resided in. And what I would do was go to the police station, right? The county police stations first. I went to the police station and I would let them know I'm going to be in these neighborhoods and I'm going to be passing out these particular door hangers. Now, what that did was the police would write it down. They would write down the license tag of my car and the color of the car and the make and the model. So when I'm walking around going door to door with a backpack on and something to drink in my backpack and I'm listening to music and people are calling saying, hey, there's a guy walking through our neighborhood putting walking up to everybody's door, putting something on their door, the police would already say, oh, okay, that person, we know who that is. They have a license to do that. The money I made off of these 500 door hangers that I initially passed out, right? It's probably less than $200 to get 500 door hangers. I made like $3,200. So again, you apply the 1090 rule, right? So out of $3,200, I kept $320. I was able to put that in my pocket. That left me with $2,880. Divided that by 3. That's 960 that went to the business investing, 960 that went to personal savings, 960 that went to business savings. Okay. I passed out 20,000 of these door hangers, which eventually allowed me to buy a website and start mass advertising online. And the purpose of me sharing that with you is to get straight to the point. It's an old school way of advertising. I remember police officers telling me, you know, we haven't seen anybody do this since like the 80s, right? But it works, okay? Because the name of the game is to get in people's houses, and you're in a service or an emergency-based business, meaning people aren't going to spend money with you or look for your services because they feel like it. They're only going to look for you when they need you. This was a sure way to get into homes. All right. Apply the 1090 rule as an entrepreneur and you will grow. Okay. You take 10% of whatever you make. So if you make $1,000 in a day, you actually put 100 in your pocket. You take the other 9, you divide it by 3. And over time, that's how I was able to write those checks and pay off all my liabilities, or what you may call debt, on the personal side, because I was banking my whole check and I was just living off the 10% allowance that the business was paying me. So what I did from a mathematical standpoint was lower my expenses on a monthly basis by eliminating all liability. So what I was doing was pulling the boat as close to the shore as I possibly could, so that when it became time to leave the job and jump in my own boat and sail the seas of commerce, I wanted to eliminate getting wet. I didn't want to get wet. So that's how I did it. There's no rocket science to it. I paid off all liabilities, got zero debt, became debt free, got back to zero on the personal side. All the money that came into the business, I applied the 1090 rule to it. I continue to apply the 1090 rule to it. That allows the business not to have to work hard on a monthly basis when you first start out, because it doesn't have to generate a lot of money to pay for you on the personal side or take care of the business on the business side. And I'll drop another portion of content a little later on and continue to elaborate on that particular topic. You have a nice day and look forward to seeing you guys again on the next video.